Okay, here I am. We're in the quad, and I have to turn. Really should see if I can get like a wider angle for you guys. Kind of hard to see sometimes. Trying new things. Oh, I love the turbo whistle on this thing. I'm pulling at about 6 mile an hour, 9th gear. It's actually pulling pretty easy. I can pull it in 10th. I can go about 7.5 mile an hour with this thing. But I have been hitting rocks, and this thing does not like rocks when you hit them at 7 mile an hour. So you kind of just slow her down a little bit. It's kind of an easy pull, but okay, 6.5 mile an hour, I guess. Oh, and I'm working near our bin site, which is right over there. One of them. The field right across the road from that, you can see is pretty green. That's oats. This field that I'm in is actually the same field as the oat ground over there, but it's split in two. This is going to be corn. We do have our planters going right now. Yeah, we're trying out our new, it's a 3-point mount. It's a 60-foot, 24-row planter. It's all precision planting. It's set up with everything precision. Oh, I saw a weird looking semi there. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's a high speed. I don't know how fast we're moving. Probably like 6.5 mile an hour with it. We could run faster, but we think we've tried going really slow with our planters at about 5 mile an hour, and we've tried going faster at about 7.5, 8 mile an hour. And the seed population, the seed spacing is just never right. So we're trying in between that to see if we can get it right. And we're not sure why we can't get the seed spacing right. Or I really don't know what's going on. I'm not 100% the guy you want to talk to for planter issues. It doesn't help that the planters we have been using are pretty old now. They're John Deere 1775 NT planters from like 2000. Our oldest one is 2007 or 8 maybe, and the newer one was like a 2013. The one we have now, our new 3-point, that one was literally built. We built that ourselves from nothing but a little bar, and yeah, it's a pretty nice planter, pretty sweet looking rig. First year with it. It's planting on the other side of the bin setup there, just west of that. He's got because that field there on the other side of that bin site is like a full mile long. It's split into 2 different sections. There's like a 150 acre piece surrounding that bin setup, and then the rest is all further down. He's just getting done with that further down piece, and then he's going to move to the 150 acres around the place. And after that, he's coming here. The other planter we actually, I don't think, have running yet. That one still has a couple things we got to work on. I think we got some speed tubes to fix. But other than that, that one's ready to go too. But we do have a planter at least moving now. I also thought today would be a really good time, since I'm in this thing, to go over some pros and cons with this tractor versus the red one. Just a quick turn here. before I do that, I think I'm gonna just kind of explain how I'm doing this field. You can see here, right here is worked. I set it down in the work spot. So there's two headland passes, two 60-foot headland passes. Our planters are also 60 foot. This is 60 foot. So we do two 60-foot headland passes with this. And then there's a third one that we use as a marker. So first we do our 3 passes out, pass down the end. And that's our marker for when to pick up and down. And then our other 2 passes we do at the end of the field, going straight down to smoothen everything out. But yeah, I would like to start some pros and cons about this quad track versus, oh, again, before I do that, this ground is plowed ground. This is not disc grip. This is all plowed. And this is very heavy, loose. Well, it's loose, but it's insanely heavy. There's a decent amount of moisture in it. So yeah, it is very heavy and it's hard to pull through, but I'll get into that later, how this tractor pulls. So the red quad track versus this quad track. This quad track is a 2018 John Deere 9570 RX. The red quad track was a 2015, it was a 14 or 15, it was a 540 quad track. So this one does have a little more horsepower, I think, supposedly, according to the numbers. Do I believe that? I'm not sure sometimes. But this one is rated at 570 engine horsepower. The rating, it goes up to like 628, I believe. I don't know. And the 540 quad track goes up to about 617. So 628 to 617, pretty close. But engine horsepower is 570 on this, and it was 540 on the red one. So let's go over a con on this tractor first. First con, the seat. This thing is annoying. The seat itself, this is actually pretty comfortable. I do like this. But this, actually, after a really long day, your back's gonna start hurting. I really don't like this. I should probably take it out soon. But it is not comfortable to sit in when you have that thing. The seat itself, like I said though, very comfortable. You have heated seats. It's pretty nice. Let's go over a pro with the red tractor now. Pro with the red tractor. It was a, well, I don't want to say that. Visibility. The red tractor, that case quad track, had really, really good visibility. This thing has terrible visibility, especially out the back. Over the sides, there's definitely less room here. Over the front, I mean, you just don't have near as much. Well, over the front, actually, I think this one has a little bit more visibility. Over the sides, you don't. And over the back, out the back, you just have nothing. The case quad track, you can see straight to that drawbar. Can you see that drawbar? Here, I'll raise the camera to the top of the cab. Can you still see that drawbar? Where's the drawbar? Hooking stuff up is a nightmare with this tractor. That's all I want to say about that. Visibility is just terrible on this one, and it is pretty good on the case quad track. What should I go over now? How they ride. This tractor definitely rides smoother. I'm gonna say that right now. This tractor will ride smoother. The case quad track was a little rough. This one isn't so much it's rough, it just kind of bounces. It bounces a little bit, you know, it's a smooth bounce. The red quad track, it didn't bounce at all, but it would hit something and it was really rough. This one's a smooth bounce. That red one was just really brutally rough. Let me turn here, get back going down the path, down another pass. let's go over, what should I go over? Oh, how about we go over the GPS situation? All right. So, this quad track, I love the GPS. The Green Star, in my opinion, will always beat everything else. I love Green Star. I have tried Ag Leader, and I still will not do anything other than Green Star. Green Star definitely beats Ag Leader by a lot. It's way more accurate. It's way easier to use. I just prefer Green Star in every way. So yeah. Now we used Ag Leader. We actually did use Ag Leader on our Case quad track for a little while. That's when I used it. I really am glad we put this monitor on our red quad track. We put a John Deere monitor on it, and yeah, it's easier to use, obviously, but there was one little issue with that quad track. When you have a John Deere monitor on it, we had to have like a little control thing for connecting the GPS. We didn't have this little button. You don't have a button anywhere for GPS to use on the John Deere monitor. So we had a little like cord and a button. And it just kind of dangled everywhere here and there. It was really annoying. When you pushed it coming up to get your line, you would have to click it like 3 different times to get it to finally connect. And then after you connect, it would jerk the tractor around really violently to get to that line. And another annoying thing was when you'd be like spot on with the line, you could be 0 inches off. You would hit that button and it would not connect. You could be 2 feet off though, it would connect and jerk the tractor to you. You can be 10 feet off, it will connect and jerk the tractor over. But if you're right on that line, it will not do it. And that was something really frustrating because you'd have to turn and not be on the line at all and then connect. And you'd probably get a little eye drop miss. That's kind of annoying. Now, let's go over something to do with the cab, I guess. The cab on this tractor is definitely a little bit quieter, I will say. Now, it's louder than our 8RTs. It's definitely louder than our 8RTs, I can tell you that right now. But it is a little bit quieter than the red one. The red one is pretty loud. Comfort-wise, this tractor also wins. It's got a fridge. It's got a little mini fridge. It's not very big, but it has something. The Case quad track has nothing. There is nothing there, like, at all. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. If I want to keep my Pepsi or my Gatorade cold, I at least have something. It's not big, but I have something. Now, on the new ones, I got a little bit bigger compartment than this, actually, as a fridge. That's nice, and it's easier to get to. That one is kind of a pain to get to sometimes, but again, at least I have something. I think I already went over how smooth the ride is. Cab size. This cab, I can touch this side, and I can touch this side sitting in the same spot. The red quad track, you can still do that, but I mean, look at that. I'm sitting in the same spot. I can put my fingers up against that window. Still sitting dead center of the cab right here. I can put my fingers up against that window. This cab is not as big as the red one. Definitely is not. Oh, there's a rock. I don't really feel like getting out to grab that though, because I'm already moving and I have a really, hold on a second. Anyways, continuing on. Yeah, cab size, definitely a little smaller in this tractor, which is kind of a bummer. I do like the Case quad track cab size better. Don't ask about that. I don't know whose that is. That is not mine. I don't even know what it is. Don't really care. But just if you're wondering, got my little cooler. I brought my little cooler. I have too much food in here, and that's already full, so. And sorry, it's a little bit of a mess in here. We broke a few things. The transmission. I'm gonna go over the transmission right now. The transmission in this tractor is nice, but at the same time, it sucks. It is slower than molasses. When you shift, it takes like a solid 1 to 2 seconds to actually shift. It's really slow. I've seen people that run grain carts with these things, these 9RXs. I don't know how you do that. I've seen people run with 9Rs too. It's the same transmission. I don't know how you do that. I seriously do not know how you run a grain cart with this transmission. It is so slow. In the 8RT, it's actually not bad. It's a little bit quicker. It's a smaller tractor, but this thing is just slow as heck. It's a nice transmission, but it's so slow. It's a really reliable transmission, at least on the newer models, but man, it is slow. I really hope they fix that with their newer machines, because dang, it's also really dry out here, so yeah. This tractor does have the wide stance. It has the 120-inch spaced tracks. It's got 36-inch tracks. Now, with the 36-inch tracks, you're not putting as much power to the ground as you would with 30-inch tracks. However, you have a little bit more traction. And when it gets really muddy around here, you're going to want these 36-inch tracks over those 30 inches. They're way better. Engine sound, the Case Quad Track. I like the sound of the Case Quad Track. It is a nice sounding engine. But oh my goodness, this engine is the best sounding engine you will ever come across on any tractor. If you're even a guy that hates Deere and you sit in this tractor, you will love the sound of this engine. If you hate everything else, this will be something you do love, because oh my goodness, the turbo whistle is overpowering. I mean, this thing growls. It growls. That between the growling and that turbo whistle, oh, anybody that likes diesel machines, this tractor will be their best friend. I love that turbo whistle. And yeah, I mean, it's not like the Case Quad Track sounds bad. It's just this thing sounds so good. I love it. Anyways, continuing on. Should I go over now? Lights. The Case Quad Track lights. They're not that great. I don't really like the lighting system on the Case Quad Track. They're not very good at all, actually. They're not LEDs until you get up to the new ones. This one is all LEDs. Ooh, that was a bad voice crack. That was kind of embarrassing. But the newer Case Quad Tracks do have LEDs, I'm pretty sure. These, I know, do. Wow, my voice is crap right now. So much saliva and snot in the back of my throat. Anyways, yeah, the lighting system on this thing is really good. I do like it. I thought that was a rock. Yeah, it's got really great lighting on this tractor. Now, what probably a lot of people are going to be waiting for is power. Which one has more power? Oh, no, I don't have COVID. My grandpa does. This tractor obviously does have more power than our red one, because the red one was a 540. This is a 570. You'd be amazed at how much a 20 horsepower difference would make. This thing pulls quite a bit better than the red one. Now, if the red one, say, had the same amount of horsepower, I don't really know. It'd be interesting to see which one actually pulled better, which engine was better, but and which one put more power to the ground, really. Running air drills, I know you're going to want the red one, because this is a plastic tank. It's really light. Really, really, really lightweight. It's not a steel tank. You put a steel tank on this thing, and it's going to weigh a little more, which is going to be nice. Put a little bit more power to the ground, which I'm pretty sure is what they were aiming for in their new models. But yeah, this thing is really good for pulling disc grippers and field cultivators. Disc grippers, actually, a 9RT is like perfect for a disc gripper. 9RTs run disc grippers really well. Quad tracks run field cultivators beautifully. I love running field cultivators with quad tracks. 8 and 9RTs will pull field cultivators okay, but they're more made for disc grippers and stuff. The quad tracks are built for plows and field cultivators. I wonder if you guys can hear the turbo whistle on the camera. I don't really know. I certainly can. I certainly can. Wow, English. I cannot speak it. Pretty much done with this field now, so I'll swing around and head to the other end. Oh, actually, no. I got to do this end, don't I? I forgot an end. That was fine. Ready to move. It's going to be a really long move, going to take about 3 hours. We have to go to this field right here, so it's going to take a while. I'm just getting ready and mentally prepared for this long journey. It might be dark by the time I get there, so I'll let you know. And we're rolling. Next field. Field cultivating is pretty satisfying. It's very relaxing. Not even doing anything. I just went around the field and did my boundary stuff. Just kind of driving along here to get to my end. Yeah, I forgot I was supposed to go 3 passes over, so this one I just... Yeah, I'm dumb, I know. I forgot. It's fine. I'll just have to do that over again, because I'm going to be driving on that. No, my name is not Garrett. I don't know why that says Garrett. We got a guy named Garrett in our operation, but I don't remember when he... Ah, crap. I gotta set my line. I don't want to set my line. Set my line. So bumpy. Now I'm going back over this. I have all this work right here, south of this hog site. Planter is now in that field already. Cruising along again. There's the planter. You can't really see it. I guess you can, barely. Oh, goodbye. Planter gone. Let's put her in. Alright, she does 9th just fine. 10th gear. Easy. Maintaining in 10th gear, no problem. It's just when I hit a rock, I don't really know what's going to happen. Oh yeah, well over 7 miles an hour, no problem. I could shift it into 11th, but that's probably a little too much. I don't really, not for the tractor. I'm saying for the cultivator. I don't want to break anything. Another thing I forgot to mention on the Case versus the Deere quad tracks while I was doing those is reliability. This green one, these green machines, I will tell you right now, that one and all the other RTs and our RX do not break down near as much. John Deere's reliability is actually really impressive. I mean, we haven't had any issues with this tractor ever. I mean, knock on wood. I gotta find some wood, but this counts as wood. There. But yeah, these tractors, seriously, they just don't break down. They really don't. The red one did, and that is why this one is here, because the red one just wasn't reliable. I mean, I am not against Case at all. I do like Case. One thing that Case has done really well is their tillage equipment. They have really figured out their tillage equipment. I think they should stick to tillage, like as a mainframe. Their combines are slowly falling behind. I mean, they have good combines if you think about it, but they just aren't as popular as the others. They aren't as big as like an X9 or a Lexion 780 or like an Lexion 8900. A Kloss, or not a Kloss, Fendt 10. The Fendt 10 is pretty big, and it'll get up there. I mean, it has power. It'll do plenty of bushel an acre, or a bushel an hour. I don't think it's going to be able to keep up with its competitors very much longer. Unless Case all of a sudden whips out a massive combine that nobody really expected. But that'll be a little bit before they do that. Look how dusty my cab's getting. And my hood. What the heck? My goodness, that is the sexiest seed tender I have ever seen in my life. Oh, that's beautiful. Grab the rock. There's a tiny little rock carrier on that thing. There needs to be room for a rock carrier on this tractor. I'm out of breath now.